Thanksgiving dinner, my grandmother asked me, what the heck is this Bitcoin stuff anyway, right? And I said to her, do you remember when Visa cards first came out? You were used to paying with cash or with a check, and then a Visa came out. It was this weird payment system that you didn't understand. And she said, yeah, I remember that. I said, well, Bitcoin is just the next evolution of another payment system.
Brace yourself, Nakamoto was the foundation.
What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here. Bitcoin is set to rise to $1 million, and this is possible in this market cycle according to crypto analyst Willy Woo. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get to 400 subscribers. Popular on-chain analyst Willy Woo says that Bitcoin ascending to the 7-figure mark this bull cycle is now within the realm of possibilities. In a new episode on the What Bitcoin Did podcast, Willy Woo reveals his bottom range of Bitcoin price targets for the recent bull cycle, stating that he would need a very steep hockey stick, but he can't say that a $1 million BTC is out of the question. He goes on to say, I can say that $100,000 is very conservative, and I can say that $200,000 is right on track, or somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000 is very conservative, or sort of a sweet spot. $300,000 to $1 million is actually not much of a gap from that, believe it or not. It reminds me of the moon and Mars metaphors. If you were going to the moon, with all the amount of energy it takes you to get there, you would need just a little bit extra to get to Mars. It's a little bit like that on these charts. During the interview, Willy Woo highlights a key resistance level that Bitcoin needs to break through before it can reach his targets for this cycle. Woo points to the $50,000 range as a significant point of resistance that, if surpassed, could send Bitcoin on its way to becoming a multi-trillion-dollar market cap that will eat up a significant portion of gold's market cap. Woo goes on to say that the next mark in the sand for me is the $50,000 to $55,000 Bitcoin, and that takes us into a $1 trillion market cap resistance. If Bitcoin becomes a $1 trillion asset class, at that point all major macro asset buckets are $1 trillion, and Bitcoin's not even in that league just yet. Once we break that, I think that's a big news, as it then becomes a black hole that sucks in all other assets, particularly gold, because it's kind of an antiquated old version of Bitcoin. On the same note, Rick Elderman says that Bitcoin is now a mainstream institutional investment, but there are massive risks. Rick is an investment icon who has been named the country's top financial advisor by Barron's 3 times over already, and he is now saying that the conversations surrounding Bitcoin are doing a 180-degree turn as more institutions invest in the flagship cryptocurrency. In an episode of Salt Talks, Elderman highlights that Bitcoin is beginning to attract financial advisors for 2 big reasons. He states that the upside potential remains very big for Bitcoin, and it is the outsized potential of returns. The stock market makes 10% in a year. Bitcoin routinely moves up or down 10% in a day, and so it is the potential for outsized returns. It is the #1 performing asset class of the last 1, 3, 5, and 10-year periods since its inception, and many people believe that it's still in its infancy right now. So there is a tremendous opportunity for that. The #1 reason that advisors say that they are interested in this is the fact that Bitcoin is uncorrelated. Its price movement have nothing to do with anything else, not with the stock market, the bond market, interest rates, inflation rates, economic policy, and even Fed action. Literally nothing. And if you truly believe in diversification, then you want an uncorrelated and even better non-correlated asset class in your portfolio and that is Bitcoin. The prominent investor also says that as big institutions pile up into Bitcoin, a massive legitimization of the leading cryptocurrency will take place. He says that the conversation is shifting from you are conspicuous if you own it to you are conspicuous if you don't own it. And I think that trend is going to continue even further. Now that you can buy Bitcoin at PayPal and you have MicroStrategy, for example, investing over $500 million into Bitcoin, we are clearly in an environment where Bitcoin is now going mainstream. And this legitimizes the asset. There's going to be a continued snowball effect where people will begin to realize its routine. Just as the gold ETF made gold a routine asset portfolio diversification, the first 2 weeks that ETF raised $1 billion. So yes, I do believe that we will continue to see a broad diversification and a greater mainstreaming by institutions, endowments, pension funds, and insurance companies, and so on. Elderman isn't looking through rose-colored glasses though. He still believes that Bitcoin comes with a significant risk, which is why he has limited his exposure to Bitcoin. He states that there still remains massive risk, technological risk, regulatory risks, as governments could get very upset with all of this. We don't know where it's going to go, so we want to keep our heads about us, not overinvest and not subject ourselves to portfolio risks that could harm our personal finances. So stay level-headed at all times. Bitcoin's adoption though continues to rise as 50% of the biggest companies are set to be holding the asset class by the end of 2021. Data from the exchange Kraken indicates an increase in companies adopting Bitcoin as a reserved asset. Asset under management by Grayscale exceeds $15.5 billion, with the majority allocated to Bitcoin Trust already. Crypto exchange Kraken is now predicting that the level of adoption that Bitcoin will reach in the coming year will be astronomical. In a paper presented by Bitcoin's Kraken strategist Pierre Rochard, the adoption level of Bitcoin will explode due to its increase as a store of value, according to Rochard. Rochard states that my boldest prediction is that if we take the S&P 500, the world's largest corporation, I think that by the end of 2021, more than half of them will have Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And that will be driven by simple economics, which is issuing shares to buy Bitcoin causes your stock price to go up more than the delusion. Rochard's predictions are supported by the changes in the reserve strategy that companies like MicroStrategy and Square have made already. By allocating a percentage of their cash flow to Bitcoin, these companies have initiated a domino effect. In that sense, Rochard adds, and so because that is the case, we have market data showing this. We are going to see a huge amount of corporate adoptions into Bitcoin. We will even see like what MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor is doing, which is corporations issuing large quantities of bonds, fixed income instruments, whether they are convertible or whatever, in order to just buy Bitcoin in bulk. MicroStrategy's debt issuance to acquire more Bitcoin was rejected by banking institutions. The company's shares received a penalty to their scores for doing this, moving them from a neutral recommendation to a sell recommendation as reported by Citibank. However, the high demand allowed the Saylor-led company to increase its offer to $400 million in debt to $600 million, indicating that the market is hungry for similar offerings. Rochard believes that eventually this will lead to total dominance of Bitcoin as a medium to settle any transaction. He states that they are going to say that I don't want USD. I want Bitcoin, because if you give me USD, then I know that it's going to lose its value very quickly. So I want you to pay me in Bitcoin. And by doing so, really, it doesn't actually matter whether the sender is sending them USD or Bitcoin. Therefore, I think that as more and more companies join the Bitcoin standard and start using Bitcoin as their treasury reserve asset, then they will want to get paid in Bitcoin so that they avoid the transaction cost of having to convert USD into Bitcoin. And Grayscale is growing more and more every single day. They have now exceeded $10 billion in the Bitcoin fund. The investment firm has been one of the entities that have adopted Bitcoin in its business model in 2020. Grayscale's assets under management have doubled and are at record level high currently. They have reported a total of 15.5 billion in AUM. Of that amount, 13 billion is allocated to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. By comparison, the second largest funded Grayscale product in the Grayscale Ethereum Trust with $1.8 billion is also followed by the fund at Litecoin with $104 million just behind, and the fund at Ethereum Classic with $79 million. As reported by the CNF, Grayscale have continued to increase the buying pressure for Bitcoin. The firm has purchased up to 70% of all newly mined Bitcoin lately, and if this trend continues into 2021, experts predict a liquidity crisis as a further increase in the price of the cryptocurrency into uncharted territory is bound to happen. Basic supply and demand math. There are more Bitcoin in demand and less supply. For every 900 Bitcoin mined every single day, the institutions are buying up to 12 to 1800 of that. So imagine where the price of BTC could go. What do you think about $1 million BTC in the next coming years? Let us know in the comment section below. Like the video, share, subscribe for some daily crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Best performing asset in the last 10 years. True. Look into crypto, we need volunteers. No need to tiptoe, it won't disappear. Do your research, history made it clear.